Welcome to CJ DIY. I am C, and in this video I choose my top 15 DIYs that I made for 2023. And since we got couple of days left from this year, it's always fun to remember all those beautiful creations that I made this year. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. 2 heart-shaped signs from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be making a patina effect. I'm going to be using those 3 pastes. For those of you who doesn't know what is a patina, patina is a surface coating on a bare metal surface formed by a chemical reaction. So to get that patina effect, first I paint the hearts to get that metal look with this brass, and also as a stand I'm going to be using one of those Dollar Tree sign stands, and I'm painting that one with the copper brass as well. Now that they're dry, I'm going to be adding the pastes. First, I'm going to be using the blue paste. The paste is so thick, so I'm just going slowly with a distressing small brush over. And on top, I'm going to be adding the mint green paste. I'm going to cover the 2 hearts and the stands, and I'm gonna go over with those pastes until I get the look that I like. I really like this effect between the blue and the mint green paste and the brown's background. It gives the really metal patina look. Now that I got cover all of them, as you can see, and they're all nice and dry, I'm gonna glue the smaller heart on top of the larger heart sign, and we're gonna glue those 2 signs in that stand that we made. Gonna be adding a wood glue. Even the brush is all with that copper brass. It doesn't matter, it's not gonna be noticeable because we're gonna also cover the back. So I'm just gluing it with a wood glue, and this is the part that I love the most. I'm gonna be adding special embellishment for those 2 hearts. I got some of those Dollar Tree clocks and keys, and also I got some metallic keys, and I'm gonna put them all together, and we're gonna make such a beautiful rustic Valentine's sign decor. Now before I glue them, I wanna layer them all just to see how they're gonna look the best. And after that, I'm just gonna glue them just a little bit with a hot glue. And here they are. Look how good they look up close. I'm gonna glue them on top of that stand. I covered the back with a liner. I glue it and I cut it off. Also, to make it sturdy, I added 2 blocks from those tumbling towers. And this is how it looks. For the next DIY, I'm going to be using those 3 foam hearts from Dollar Tree, and here is my helper, my daughter. Of course, she said that she likes to paint with me, so now she's showing you what paints we're going to be using. I'm going to be using light pink, French blue, and I think it was like a cement color. All of those are from Folk Art paints, and we're gonna paint them, all those 3 hearts, with 3 different colors. Just gonna cover them to give them the colors and bring that pastel colors on them, and we're gonna make nice vintage beautiful garland. Now when they're all nice painted and dry, I'm gonna be adding a scrapbook sheet from all this junk journal paper. Now that I choose which paper I'm gonna be using, I just cut off different shapes from those sheets, and I'm just gonna decoupage them with a Mod Podge. I just make a random shape to cut them out because I would like to have that vintage rustic look, shabby chic look on it. Now that it's all covered with a Mod Podge, I also added a Mod Podge on top of it. I'm gonna be adding those push pins, the pearl For this heart, I'm using the pearl push pins from Dollar Tree around the edges of the scrapbook sheet just to get that extra vintagey, shabby chicy look. For the second heart, I added one of those wooden heart cutouts, and now I'm gonna be adding a different kind of push pins. I got those in my crafting stash long time ago on clearance from Hobby Lobby, and I just added 4 of them just for extra embellishment, and I think it looks super cute. For the third one, I'm gonna be adding one of those sheets again, and I'm gonna do the same way like I did on my first one. I'm just gonna decoupage it, and I'm gonna cover the edges with the velvet push pins this time. Now that I have my hearts together, I'm gonna connect them and make them like a swag or a hanging piece, whatever you like to call it. And I'm gonna be connecting them with one of those ribbons. I wasn't sure which one to choose. This one with the lace, burlap, or just the fishnet one. And my daughter told me that this one is gonna look way better, so I'm gonna just connect them. And to connect the ribbon, I'm gonna glue them, and also I'm gonna add a push pin on each heart. For extra embellishment, I have also added some of those metallic finishes that I had in my crafting stash just to get that rustic look, and I think it looks super cute. I'm adding those metallic keys. Now to hang my swag, I'm gonna be using those 3 8x10 canvas from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna be removing the material. All I need is the wooden frames, and I'm gonna glue them together. Now that I have my frame ready, I'm adding my hearts on it, and that's it for this DIY. And can you believe that this beautiful decor, it's all from Dollar Tree? Now that I positioned them as I like them, I tied them with a twine on top, and I also added one of those metallic finishes for my borders on my frame to get that vintage look. I am using those wooden cutouts from Dollar Tree. I'm using 6 of them, and I'm gonna be making 2 signs out of them, 3 each. I just want to position them first to make them closer to the sizes because they're all different sizes. And after that, when I get the closest size to each sign, if that makes sense, I'm just gonna staple gun them with the twine so I can connect them together. On top, I'm gonna be adding those wooden cutouts, also from Dollar Tree. Before that, I'm gonna antique wax them. I'm using one of those gel antique wax, and with the sponge, I'm just gonna go over to get that dark look first. When they're all done, I'm adding another patina effect, this time with the Tim Holtz spray. I'm just gonna spray them out just a little bit just to get that patina look. I'm gonna let them dry after I sprayed them out. That's how they look. Also on the edges, I'm gonna be adding the distressing ink just a little bit, not too much like we did for the others projects that we did today, just a little bit to get that patina vintage look. And when they're all done, I'm gonna be adding them on top of our signs, and we had a beautiful rustic vintage farmhouse look. To add the cutouts to my signs, I'm adding those vintage chains that I have, and I'm just gonna glue them on each of my signs. One will be on top, the other one will be on bottom. And of course, I always gotta add extra embellishment. I'm adding one of those metallic borders on top of the sign, and then on the other sign I'm gonna be adding the same border on the bottom of the sign, just to match like a set. And here you go, all together how it came out. Found this vintage heart cone wall decor for like couple of dollars, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna remove that hook that it's on top so I can paint it. It took me a while until I removed the hook from the top of the wall cone, and now I'm gonna fill out the hole that hook was holding, and I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit, and after that I'm gonna cover it with the ink chalk paint. When it's all nice and dry, I'm adding a white chalk paint heavy distressing until it's all fully covered. When it's all nice and dry, I'm gonna be adding one of those IOD transfers, looking into them and see which one is gonna look the best on our cone. Those transfers, they're so easy to be used. I'm just adding it on top, and with a scraper, I'm just going all over the design and the letters until it's all fully applied. And that's it, simple as that. We have a beautiful French vibe wall scones today. It is so hard to see because it's all white and light. I also added a lace ribbon on top of it on the edge, and now I'm just distressing it with a sander a little bit so we can have that ink paint peeking through and get a French vintage vibe on our piece today. I distress it like I wanted to. I'm using a wipe to clean it off, and I'm adding a soft touch top coat on my piece, and now I'm decorating with these 2 branch greeneries that I got in my crafting stash. I usually get my greeneries from Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, whenever I can find them on clearance. And I think it's gonna look super cute, not just for Valentine's Day. We can use pieces like this as a everyday home decor. Here is before and after look, and I think it looks super cute. Give me your thoughts. For the next flip, I'm gonna be using this heart sign, vintage heart sign. I only paid $2 for it. After I clean it well, I'm applying a black chalk paint. When it's all nice and dry, I'm adding a French linen folk art paint from Plaid, and I'm just gonna cover the whole piece with a brush. Doesn't need to be perfect, even if that black is peeking through. We want to make it with that French country vibe, and it's gonna match with my other piece that I made today. Now that it's all nice and dry, for extra embellishment, I'm gonna be adding a heart-shaped cutouts from Dollar Tree, and I think with those cutouts, it's gonna bring such a cute detail on our piece. And as I said earlier, not just for Valentine's, this piece can be used as a everyday home decor, and I think it's gonna look super cute. Adding those 3 cutout hearts on those 3D hearts on the sign looks like we bought this piece originally just like that, with those 3 cutout hearts. I love it. Now that the hearts are on a perfect place, I'm adding a IOD transfer. I choose this beautiful print, and with a scraper I'm just gonna apply it until it's all fully transferred on my sign. To seal my sign, I'm adding a soft touch top coat, applying all over. And for the last touch for this piece, I'm gonna be adding some greeneries inside of one of those hearts. And that's it for this flip. And here is the before and after look. Give me your thoughts. I found those beautiful wooden heart-shaped baskets. First, I didn't know what they are because they look like a coasters to me, and I thought I'm gonna do something with them. But then when I brought them home, and I only paid $5 for them, when I brought them home and when I start opening them, then I realized those 2 are baskets. And I didn't want it to ruin them. I didn't want it to add some paint on them. So after a very deep cleaning, I'm just gonna show them to you how they look, and I just left them as they are. I found a similar basket at Amazon, and they're selling them on sale for $35. And I never knew that those 2 pieces were baskets. We can use them as a decorative piece. We can add some fruit in it, or we can add it in our kitchen, or we can just use it as a Valentine's Day decor. And I love how they look. They're beautiful wooden piece. I love that, all that details with the wood art. Look how cute and beautiful they look. I'm using 2 frames from my local store. I bought them $1.50 each. First, I'm gonna put inside the burlap material. I cut off the pieces and I'm gonna add it inside of the frames. Now I'm doing the same thing on my second frame, burlap material inside. And now when they're ready, I'm gonna be adding some stencils on the glass. I'm gonna be using this couple I love you stencil and a heart with the designs. So I'm going through all those stencils that I have, and I got those stencils from Amazon. Now that I choose the stencils that I like, first what I like on my plastic stencil is to apply adhesive spray. So that's how they're gonna stick on the surface, and it's not gonna be having a paint bleed through. Now when they're all nice and sturdy, I can say, I'm gonna apply a paint with a sponge brush, or actually this is a makeup sponge. I got it from Dollar Tree, and I'm just dabbing it, going around the stencil. And I'm using a white folk art paint. I'm repeating the same step on my second glass frame throughout the heart stencil with the sponge brush. Just dabbing, and look at this beautiful stencil decor on my both frames. To bring that beautiful design on the frames to detail, and also to give the vintage vibe on my decorations today, I'm distressing the frames. I'm using the same paint that I use for my stencils. I think those two frames came out so beautiful, and not just for Valentine's Day, can be used for an engagement party, wedding reception, bridal shower, and it cost us less than $5, and look how high-end and beautiful, romantic it looked. For the next creations, I'm going to be making some fabric hearts. I saw these fabric hearts, they're all over internet. They're on Pinterest, Etsy, even I saw them in some of the stores. So I decided to make my own. I'm going to be using this vintage French print that I used on my previous projects. I have a heart cutout, and I'm just gonna shadow it on the material with a marker, and I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna be making 3 hearts. 2 will be with this material, and then another one will be with just a plain white stitching material. So I'm just using 2 hearts on each side, and here is the white material, doing the same thing, shadowing the same heart shape. And after I cut it off, I didn't cut the bottom, as you can see, just like that. And we're gonna use the stitching. This time, instead of me using a glue, I decided to use stitching, actual stitching line with the needle, and it's gonna be super cute, vintagey looking. It is super easy. It's not a big philosophy. All I'm making is just the stitching lines with the needle around the edges of the heart. Now that I came to the middle, I'm just gonna fill it up with some filler to make it nice and full. We're gonna make some beautiful fabric heart. I have used the same method for the other 2 hearts, and look how beautiful they came. Beautiful vintage look. I'm going to be using this wooden sign that I thrifted. I only paid $2.50 for it. And first I'm going to wipe it off with the alcohol wipe. Make sure there is no dust on it. I cleaned it before, but I wanted to make sure that this time doesn't have dust too before I add my hearts. Look, I am also adding this lace ribbon. This ribbon is from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna add it on each heart before I cut it off. And I'm gonna stitch that lace ribbon as well in the middle of the hearts. When they're all nice and ready with the lace ribbon, I'm gonna glue them and see how I'm gonna add them. First I added a push pin, but then I changed my mind. I'm just gonna add a glue on the lace ribbons, so I know it's gonna be nice and sturdy and it's not gonna fall off. Also making a simple bow with the lace ribbon, and also I'm gonna be adding it on each heart. For extra embellishment, I'm adding 3 metallic keys on each heart. For the edges of the wooden frame, I'm also gonna be adding these 3D stickers, metallic looking stickers from Dollar Tree. I added some paint on it so I can get that vintage vibe, and I'm gonna glue it on each side on the corner of my wooden frame. I have also added one of those foam roses from Dollar Tree on top of the lace ribbon, and that's it. This sign is done. As I like this ladder, I'm gonna make it to match with today's natural wooden vintage look. I'm removing the greeneries around the edges, and we're gonna paint the ladder with a brownish darkish color. I'm gonna use a tape to cover the leathers so the paint won't go through the leathers while we're painting the ladder. I use a nutmeg, folk art paint, and a black to bring that darker look. I mixed it, and with a brush I'm just gonna paint the ladder. When it's all nice and dry, I'm just gonna distress it. This time I'm just using a concrete folk art paint, dry brush. I'm just going all over just to get that vintage look. I'm gonna be using these beautiful hearts cutouts also from Dollar Tree, and I want to see where I'm gonna put them in. First, I added a stain, wooden stain for all 3 hearts, different designs. I have also added a shoelace bows on each heart, and now instead of letter O on the first one, I'm gonna add one of those hearts, and one is gonna go on the bottom and one on top, and we made our ladder our own version to match with our decor, and look how beautiful it looks. You gotta let me know, what do you think? I'm using these wooden arrows from Dollar Tree. I paint them the same paint that I use for our ladder, and also I'm gonna be adding a stencil design. I got this stencil long time ago on clearance from Hobby Lobby, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use a cream paint from folk art just to use those borders. Those arrows look super cute with this extra stencil design and the vintage looking paint. I love it. I repeat the same thing on the second arrow with the top border. I'm using another set 5x7 frames, the same one, except those are 5x7 and the other ones were 8x10, and I'm gonna be adding one of those vintage note cards prints see which one I'm gonna like the best, and that's it. Also, I'm gonna distress the frames. Using one of those wooden Dollar Tree cutouts, and also I'm gonna be adding this 3D scrapbook sheet paper. I cut it off in a heart shape, and now I'm just using a hot glue. I didn't need to use a Mod Podge because that material was thick enough that it can be used with a hot glue to make it sturdy. And we're gonna have a beautiful vintage shabby chic look heart. I know the camera cannot catch everything, but this heart looks so beautiful. Next, I want to make some bow. I'm not sure which ribbon to use. I decided with this burlap lace ribbon. I'm just going, as you can see, trying to create a bow. Super simple. I just roll it a couple of layers, and now in the middle, I'm just going to tie it with the twine. And we're gonna make some loops and some beautiful bow for my heart. I'm opening up the loops just like that on each side. I have also decided to add some faux pearl stickers from Dollar Tree on the edges of the heart. Add those burlap flower and burlap lace flower as well, and also I'm gonna add one of those faux pearl push pins from Dollar Tree, and I think this is so cute. I love it, this vintage shabby chic look. Handle, I use the same burlap. I just glue it on the back of the sign, and that's it for this super simple DIY. One is not even a DIY. I got this beautiful sign from Dollar Tree. I'm using these wine heart shapes, and I'm gonna glue it on an all letter, and that's it. Just a little detail. I didn't want it to paint it because it's all like a wooden natural look, and it matched perfect with the vintage decor that I made today. For the next project, this is such a beautiful idea for a wedding centerpiece. I'm gonna be adding those floating pearls, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make them. I purchased this floating set with those clear beads and those faux pearls and this container. First, what you're gonna do is adding those clear beads. It's all coming together. I got this from Amazon. You're gonna fill this container with the water, and you're gonna add the clear beads that came with it. They're so tiny and small. You don't want to put those right away on your vase. You gotta let them stay for over 8 hours to make those clear beads become like a large clear pearls. You're gonna see. And they came with 2 packs. I'm only using 1 pack, and because I'm gonna fill out for 1 vase. And this container is just giving you direction what you need to do. Just you adding 1 gallon of water, fill it up, and then closing the container just like so. And I let it stay overnight, just like that. And here is the next day. I don't know if you can see those beautiful large crystal balls, and I'm gonna fill them up in my vase. Couple of dollars, you can make a beautiful decorative piece, and you don't even need to hire a designer to design your wedding or any beautiful party that you're planning, right? And also I'm adding those, I ordered those rose fall pearls. You can have variety of those colors. You can check them out at Amazon. I'm adding those pearls and also adding those crystal balls in between. And those crystal pearls, I'm gonna call them pearls, they're letting those colorful pearls floating in your vase. Even the water looks not clear now. I think it's all mixing, and it takes just a couple of minutes, and you're gonna see how it's gonna look. Match my Rose Forever bouquet that they have sent it to me today. I'm making me a beautiful candle holders that it's gonna match that beautiful bouquet. I got those glass holders from Dollar Tree. I paint them with a Dixie Belle mineral paint. Also, I'm applying this foil coat again. Same process like my previous projects. And I'm adding this time this beautiful silver navy foil print, and it's gonna match perfect with my navy roses that I received from this beautiful Rose Forever company. And I think it's such a beautiful decorative piece, these beautiful candle holders. And look at this beautiful print. And now I'm just adding that finishing seal coat to protect it, and this is how they look beside my Rose Forever bouquet. We came to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I want to wish you a happy new year, and my darlings, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of music, positive energy, blessings from me to you. Until next time, bye bye.